Hey students, welcome back to your English classes. So we have started our grammatical analysis of the story Little Tiger Big Tiger, and today is the third part of the series. So today we will analyze the third paragraph of the story. But before we do that, we will learn the structure, the sentence structure of an English sentence. Okay? So let's get started. Here is the revision of last class. In the last class, we analyzed the second paragraph of the story Little Tiger, Big Tiger. We took every sentence one by one and identified the parts of speech of each word. And while doing so, we learned the order of parts of speech, means which parts of speech sits after whom. Alright? And here is the structure of English sentence. While forming an English sentence, we follow this order. Which order? Subject plus verb plus object. Look at the example given here. I read many books. Who reads many books? I read many books. So the action is being done by me. So I is the subject here. Read is a word which is expressing an action. So it is a verb. And the final two words, many books, is an object. Now we will learn elaborately more on this. What is the subject, a verb and object? If you are thinking that how to identify a subject, then look at the picture here. What does the picture say? We can see in the picture that the children, 3 children are here. The children are laughing merrily. Okay. Now ask who is doing the action. Okay, ask the question, ask the statement, the sentence with who. Who is doing the action? The children. This is the answer that you get, the children. So the children is the subject of the sentence. Okay, look at the next question. The sun is shining brightly. Who is shining brightly? The sun. So if you ask the sentence with who or what, that who is doing the action or what is doing the action, the answer that you get, it will be your subject of the sentence. So the person, animal, place or thing that is doing an action is a subject. Okay, let us move on to verb. If you are having trouble to identify a verb, then you need to ask the question. You need to ask that what was the action or what happened. Okay, you need to ask what was the action. If you ask what was the action, the answer that you get will be your verb, the word that expresses what the person, animal, place or thing is doing. That is your verb. Here at the picture, the girl is swinging. What is the girl doing? What is the action here? Swinging is the action here. So the words is swinging is verbs here. Now this is object. We will learn object. What is an object? You can determine the object of the sentence by questioning verb with who or what. If you question the verb of the sentence with who or what, the answer that you will get will be your object. Here the sentence says, I love spaghetti. Now you can identify the verb here, that is love. I love what? I love spaghetti. See, I'm questioning the verb with what. I love what? I love spaghetti. Spaghetti is the answer that I'm getting. So clearly spaghetti is the object here. Alright, so this is the order, subject plus verb plus object. This is the order that should be followed while forming an English sentence. Now we will get into a topic, that is the third paragraph of the story today, and we will try to analyze it, whether the sentences those were written there has followed the same order or not. If the moon was bright, the mother tiger lay down and waited for the dawn. She twitched the tip of her tail, and the tiger cub pounced on her tail again and again. So 2 sentences are here in this paragraph. We will first take the first one and we'll analyze it. If the moon was bright, the mother tiger lay down and waited for the dawn. Now this sentence is a complex sentence. It can be written in the following order. The mother tiger lay down if the moon was bright and waited for the dawn. Now it is written for you to make it easier so that you can follow the order of subject plus verb plus object and identify that the sentence that it has followed the same order only. Okay. Now if we analyze it, if we break it down a little more elaborately, this will come. The mother tiger is the subject. Okay, the mother tiger is the subject. If you ask who is doing the action, you will get the answer that the mother tiger is doing the action. Okay, so the mother tiger is the subject. So the sentence, generally an English sentence begins with the subject. So here the subject has sat at the beginning. Next is lay down, that is verb. The mother tiger is doing what? The mother tiger is lying down. Okay, so lay down is the verb here. It is the action word. Now if the moon was bright, this is the dependent clause. It is giving us a condition that if the situation is like this, then mother tiger lies down. Okay, or the mother tiger lay down. So this is the dependent clause. We will learn more on this in the higher classes. Okay. And is a conjunction. It is joining two parts of the sentence. What are the two parts? The first part is mother tiger lying down. This is the first part. And the second part is mother tiger waiting for the dawn. These are the two parts which has been joined by the word and. So this is a conjunction. Okay. And the next part of the sentence is waited for the dawn. Waiting is again an action. So it is a verb, and for the dawn is the object. If you ask the verb with what, the mother tiger waited for what? For the dawn. This is the answer that you get. So we have learned that if we ask the verb with who or what, the answer that we get is an object. So here we are asking the verb waited with what? What are the mother tiger waiting for? The mother tiger was waiting for the dawn. For the dawn is the answer, so it is an object. Okay, so here if you think that the second part of the sentence has only verb and object but no subject, but look carefully, the second part of the sentence also has a subject. What is the subject? It is the same subject of the first part. So as the first part and the second part, both the parts have this same subject, so it has been written once only. We could have written the sentence like this: the mother tiger lay down if the moon was bright, and the mother tiger waited for the dawn. This could have made things easier, but it would sound very monotonous and very boring. Okay, so the subject is same for both the parts. That is why subject has been written once. Then comes the verb. Then is dependent clause. Okay, you could have we could have eliminated this. And is the conjunction, and the second part consists of verb and object. Let us go to the next sentence. She twitched the tip of her tail, and the tiger cub pounced on her tail again and again. Now just like the first sentence, this sentence too has two parts. Okay, let us look into that. Look, ignore the bracket words first. Let us first read the sentence, then we will analyze it. She twitched the tip of her tail, and the tiger cub pounced on her tail again and again. Now this two sentence, though it has two parts, both the parts have subject, verb, object. Both the part of the sentences have subject, verb and object order, and it has been joined. Both the sentences are joined with a conjunction, that is and. So what is the first part? She is the subject because she is doing the action here, and we know who is she here. She is the mother tiger. Okay, so subject came first, she came first, then verb. After subject a verb comes. Verb here is twitching. She is doing what? She is twitching. Twitching what? See, twitching is the verb and we are questioning verb with who or what. If you don't get an answer, with who, then question the verb with what. Okay? If you don't get an answer with what, then question the verb with who. Okay? In either way, you will get an answer. Okay. So, the mother tiger is twitching what? She is twitching what? The tip of her tail. So, this is the object. Okay. So, the first part is over. Subject, verb, object. She twitched. The tip of her tail is the object. So, this part is over. Next is conjunction. It is joining two parts of the sentences. So, it is conjunction and. Here begins the second part of the sentence. The tiger cub pounced on her tail again and again. The tiger cub is doing the action. So, it should be the subject. Tiger cub is the subject here. Tiger cub is doing what? Tiger cub is pouncing. So, pouncing is an action. It is a verb word. Okay. So, subject and verb we have found out. Next is object. Now, question the verb with what? Tiger cub is pouncing on what? Pouncing on the tail. Okay. The tiger cub is pouncing on what? The tiger cub is pouncing on the tail again and again. So, this is the object of the sentence. Okay. Now that we have analyzed both the sentences and we have finished our first paragraph, we will meet again in the next class with some another paragraph and some another topic. Till then, stay at your home, stay healthy. Thank you.